Once upon a time, in the land of Kapilavatthu, there lived a young prince named Mahasuta Soma. His story is one of compassion, courage, and the journey towards enlightenment. Prince Mahasuta Soma was born into a kingdom of peace and prosperity, but his heart was filled with a deep longing to understand the nature of suffering and find a path to true happiness. From a young age, he showed great kindness and empathy towards all living beings, from the smallest insects to the mightiest animals. As Prince Mahasuta Soma grew older, he became increasingly aware of the suffering that plagued the world around him. Determined to alleviate the pain of others, he renounced his royal title and set out on a journey of self-discovery. Along his journey, Prince Mahasuta Soma encountered many challenges and obstacles. He faced fierce demons and treacherous landscapes, each test pushing him to the limits of his courage and resilience. But through it all, he remained steadfast in his determination to seek the truth. One day, while traveling through a dense forest, Prince Mahasuta Soma came across a wounded bird lying by the roadside. Moved by compassion, he knelt down beside the bird and gently tended to its injuries, offering it food and water to help it heal. As he cared for the bird, Prince Mahasuta Soma reflected on the interconnectedness of all living beings and the universal desire for happiness and freedom from suffering. He realized that true compassion knows no boundaries and extends to all creatures, no matter how small or insignificant they may seem. Inspired by his encounter with the wounded bird, Prince Mahasuta Soma continued on his journey with renewed determination. He traveled from village to village, spreading love and kindness wherever he went, and offering solace to those in need. As word of Prince Mahasuta Soma's compassion and wisdom spread throughout the kingdom, he became known as a beacon of hope and inspiration for all who crossed his path. His teachings touched the hearts of many, guiding them towards a life of compassion, kindness, and inner peace. And though his journey was long and challenging, Prince Mahasuta Soma emerged victorious, his heart filled with the timeless virtues of compassion and wisdom. His story served as a reminder to all that true happiness can be found not in wealth or power, but in the boundless depths of the human heart. Once upon a time, in a kingdom nestled amidst serene mountains and lush forests, there lived a kind-hearted prince named Vesantara. Prince Vesantara was unlike any other prince in the realm. His heart overflowed with compassion and generosity. His greatest joy came from helping others, whether they were humans or animals. Prince Vesantara was the epitome of kindness and selflessness. He would often roam the kingdom, seeking out those in need and offering them whatever help he could. His acts of generosity were known far and wide, and people admired him greatly. One day, word reached Prince Vesantara's kingdom of a severe drought that had struck a neighboring land. Crops were withering, and the people were suffering greatly. Without a moment's hesitation, Prince Vesantara knew what he had to do. He gathered all the food and supplies from the royal treasury and sent them to the drought-stricken land. His father, the king, was initially taken aback by his son's actions. "Vesantara, you have given away everything we have. How will we survive?" he exclaimed. But Prince Vesantara remained steadfast in his decision. He knew that true happiness lay in helping others, even if it meant sacrificing his own comforts. As time passed, Prince Vesantara's reputation for generosity only grew. His kingdom flourished, not because of its riches, but because of the love and compassion that flowed through its people. But Prince Vesantara's greatest test was yet to come. One day, a Brahmin named Jajaka arrived at the palace gates. He was a poor and elderly man, and he came seeking a gift that would change Prince Vesantara's life forever. Jajaka begged Prince Vesantara for a gift so precious that it would secure his family's future. Without hesitation, Prince Vesantara agreed. He knew that he could not refuse someone in need, no matter the cost. And so Prince Vesantara made the ultimate sacrifice. He gave away his most prized possession, his beloved white elephant, which was a symbol of prosperity and good fortune. The kingdom was shocked by Prince Vesantara's act of generosity, but they admired him all the more for it. But Jajaka was not satisfied. He returned to the palace, this time asking for an even greater gift Prince Vesantara's to young children, Prince Yali and Princess Kanhayina. Once again, Prince Vesantara did not hesitate. He knew that he could not turn away someone in need, even if it meant parting with his own flesh and blood. With heavy hearts, Prince Vesantara and his wife, Princess Maddie, bid farewell to their beloved children. He sent them off with Jajaka, knowing that they were destined for a life of hardship. But as Prince Vesantara watched his children disappear into the distance, he felt a sense of peace wash over him. He knew that he had done the right thing, that he had followed the path of compassion and selflessness. And so Prince Vesantara's story spread far and wide, inspiring generations to come. He became known as the epitome of generosity and compassion, a shining example of the true meaning of Buddhism. And though his heart may have been heavy with sorrow, Prince Vesantara knew that he had fulfilled his duty as a prince, as a father, and as a human being. And in the end, that was all that mattered. In a kingdom where ancient trees whispered secrets and rivers sang melodies of old, there lived a prince named Mahayanaka. His tale was one of courage, perseverance, and the unwavering pursuit of wisdom. As a young prince, Mahayanaka was filled with curiosity about the world beyond the palace walls. He yearned to understand the mysteries of life and the true nature of happiness. Despite being born into luxury, Mahayanaka felt a deep calling to explore the path of enlightenment. One day, as he gazed upon the tranquil waters of a sacred lake, Mahayanaka made a bold decision. He renounced his royal title and set out on a journey of self-discovery. With only a few possessions and his unwavering determination, he ventured into the unknown. Along his journey, Mahayanaka faced many trials and tribulations. He encountered fierce storms and treacherous terrain, yet he never wavered in his resolve. With each obstacle he overcame, Mahayanaka grew stronger in mind and spirit. As he traveled from village to village, Mahayanaka met people from all walks of life. He listened to their stories, shared their joys and sorrows, and learned valuable lessons along the way. Through acts of kindness and compassion, he touched the lives of all who crossed his path. But Mahayanaka's journey was far from over. One fateful day, he found himself stranded on a deserted island with no hope of escape. Alone and facing the unknown, Mahayanaka turned to meditation for solace. In the stillness of his mind, Mahayanaka found clarity and inner peace. He realized that true happiness could not be found in wealth or power, but in the depths of one's own heart. With this newfound wisdom, Mahayanaka embraced his solitude and resolved to live each moment with mindfulness and gratitude. Months turned into years, and Mahayanaka remained on the island, content in his solitude. But fate had other plans for the humble prince. One day, a passing ship spotted the smoke from his fire and came to his rescue. As Mahayanaka returned to civilization, he carried with him the lessons of his journey. He became known as a wise and compassionate ruler, beloved by his people for his humility and grace. And though he had traveled far and wide in search of enlightenment, Mahayanaka knew that the true journey lay within. For in the depths of his own heart, he had discovered the timeless wisdom of the Buddhist teachings, the path to true happiness and inner peace. In the ancient kingdom of Varanasi, there lived a young boy named Sama. He was known throughout the land for his unwavering devotion and filial piety towards his parents. Sama's story is one of love, sacrifice, and the boundless virtues of honoring one's elders. From a tender age, Sama understood the importance of respecting and caring for his parents. He would wake up early every morning to fetch water from a nearby river and help his mother with household chores. Despite their modest means, Sama's family was rich in love and harmony. As Sama grew older, his parents fell ill, and their health began to deteriorate. Despite their suffering, they never once complained or asked for anything more than their son's love and companionship. One day, while Sama was tending to his parents, a great famine swept across the kingdom. Crops withered, and food became scarce. Sama knew that he had to do something to save his family from starvation. With a heavy heart, Sama made the difficult decision to leave his parents in search of food. He traveled far and wide, braving the dangers of the wilderness in search of sustenance. Along the way, he encountered many hardships and challenges, but he never lost hope. After many days of wandering, Sama finally came across a generous merchant who offered him a bag of rice. Overjoyed, Sama thanked the merchant profusely and hurried back to his parents. But as he approached his village, Sama encountered a hungry tiger cub whimpering by the roadside. Despite his own hunger and exhaustion, Sama could not bear to see the helpless creature suffer. He divided the rice into equal portions, one for his parents and one for the tiger cub, and shared his meager meal with the hungry animal. When Sama finally reached home, his parents were overjoyed to see him. They embraced him tightly, grateful for his safe return. But as they sat down to share the rice, they noticed that there was only enough for one meal. Sama's parents insisted that he eat first, but Sama refused. He recounted his encounter with the tiger cub and explained how he had shared a meal with the hungry animal. Moved by their son's selflessness, Sama's parents shed tears of pride and gratitude. From that day forth, Sama's act of filial piety became legendary throughout the kingdom. His story served as a timeless reminder of the importance of honoring and caring for one's parents, even in the face of adversity. And though Sama's journey was fraught with hardship and sacrifice, he emerged stronger and wiser, a shining example of the boundless virtues of love, compassion, and filial piety. In a kingdom where golden pagodas touched the sky and lotus blooms danced in the gentle breeze, there ruled a kind-hearted king named Nemi. His story is one of virtue, compassion, and the pursuit of enlightenment. King Nemi was known far and wide for his generosity and wisdom. He ruled his kingdom with fairness and compassion, always putting the needs of his people above his own desires. But despite his wealth and power, King Nemi remained humble and devout, seeking the path to enlightenment with unwavering dedication. One day, as King Nemi meditated beneath the shade of a sacred Bodhi tree, he was visited by a celestial being known as Indra, the king of the gods. Indra had come to test King Nemi's virtue and determine whether he was worthy of ascending to the heavens. "King Nemi," said Indra, "I have come to test your virtue and determine whether you are worthy of entering the heavenly realm. Are you prepared to undertake this journey?" King Nemi bowed respectfully to Indra and replied, "I am ready, great king. I humbly accept whatever challenges lie ahead." And so Indra presented King Nemi with a series of trials designed to test his virtue and resolve. First, he placed before him a bag of gold and jewels, tempting him with wealth and riches beyond measure. But King Nemi remained unmoved, for he knew that true happiness could not be found in material possessions. Next, Indra brought forth a beautiful maiden, more radiant than the morning sun, and offered her hand in marriage to King Nemi. But once again, King Nemi refused, for he had taken a vow of celibacy in his pursuit of enlightenment. Impressed by King Nemi's steadfastness and purity of heart, Indra smiled and said, "You have passed the test admirably, King Nemi. You are truly worthy of ascending to the heavenly realm." With a wave of his hand, Indra transported King Nemi to the celestial kingdom, where he was welcomed with open arms by the gods and goddesses. There, amidst the celestial gardens and shimmering palaces, King Nemi found the ultimate peace and happiness he had been seeking. But even in paradise, King Nemi remained humble and compassionate, never forgetting the lessons he had learned on his journey. He spent his days teaching and guiding the souls of the departed, helping them find their way to enlightenment. And though King Nemi's earthly kingdom mourned his absence, they took solace in the knowledge that their beloved king had found eternal bliss in the heavenly realm. His story served as a timeless reminder of the virtues of virtue, compassion, and the pursuit of enlightenment. In the ancient kingdom of Magadha, there lived a prince named Sudasoma. His tale is one of compassion, courage, and the triumph of goodness over darkness. Prince Sudasoma was born into a world of luxury and privilege, but his heart was filled with a deep sense of empathy and kindness. From a young age, he was drawn to the teachings of the Buddha, finding solace and inspiration in the words of wisdom. As Prince Sudasoma grew older, he witnessed the suffering and injustices that plagued the world around him. Determined to make a difference, he renounced his royal title and set out on a journey of enlightenment. Along his journey, Prince Sudasoma encountered many trials and tribulations. He faced fierce demons and wicked spirits, each testing his resolve and courage. But Prince Sudasoma remained steadfast in his commitment to the path of righteousness. One day, as he traveled through a dense forest, Prince Sudasoma came across a ferocious demon named Kalmasapata. The demon had terrorized the villagers for years, devouring anyone who dared to cross his path. Undeterred by the demon's menacing appearance, Prince Sudasoma approached him with compassion and kindness. He spoke to Kalmasapata of the virtues of love and forgiveness, urging him to abandon his path of darkness and embrace the light. At first, Kalmasapata scoffed at Prince Sudasoma's words, mocking his idealism and naivety. But as the prince continued to speak, something within the demon began to stir. He felt a glimmer of hope and longing for a better life. Touched by Prince Sudasoma's compassion, Kalmasapata vowed to change his ways and seek redemption. Together, they embarked on a journey of self-discovery, confronting their fears and overcoming their inner demons. As they traveled, Prince Sudasoma shared the teachings of the Buddha with Kalmasapata, guiding him on the path to enlightenment. With each passing day, the demon's heart grew lighter, and his spirit soared with newfound freedom. In the end, Kalmasapata renounced his violent ways and embraced a life of peace and harmony. He became a beacon of hope and inspiration for all who knew him, his transformation serving as a testament to the transformative power of compassion and forgiveness. And though Prince Sudasoma's journey was fraught with danger and uncertainty, he emerged triumphant, his heart overflowing with love and compassion for all beings. His story became a timeless reminder of the boundless potential within each of us to overcome adversity and embrace the light of truth and goodness. In the ancient kingdom of Kapilavastu, there lived a young prince named Ayagaramaka. His story is one of bravery, compassion, and the triumph of inner strength. Prince Ayagaramaka was known for his adventurous spirit and boundless curiosity. From a young age, he sought to explore the world beyond the palace walls, eager to discover its wonders and mysteries. One day, while wandering through the forest, Prince Ayagaramaka stumbled upon a hidden cave nestled amidst the trees. Intrigued by its dark and mysterious depths, he ventured inside, unaware of the dangers that lurked within. As he delved deeper into the cave, Prince Ayagaramaka encountered a fearsome dragon guarding a treasure hoard beyond imagination. The dragon's fiery breath filled the air, and its sharp claws gleamed in the dim light. Undeterred by the dragon's ferocity, Prince Ayagaramaka approached it with courage and determination. He spoke to the dragon of the virtues of peace and harmony, urging it to abandon its greed and aggression. At first, the dragon scoffed at Prince Ayagaramaka's words, lashing out with fury and anger. But the prince remained steadfast in his resolve, refusing to back down in the face of adversity. With each passing moment, Prince Ayagaramaka's words began to penetrate the dragon's heart, stirring feelings of remorse and longing for a better life. Slowly but surely, the dragon's fierce demeanor softened, its fiery rage subsided. Touched by Prince Ayagaramaka's compassion, the dragon vowed to change its ways and seek redemption. Together, they emerged from the cave, their hearts united in a newfound bond of friendship and understanding. Word of Prince Ayagaramaka's bravery and compassion spread throughout the kingdom, inspiring all who heard his tale. He became known as a hero, revered for his selflessness and unwavering dedication to the principles of peace and harmony. And though his journey was fraught with danger and uncertainty, Prince Ayagaramaka emerged victorious, his spirit shining bright with the light of courage and compassion. His story served as a timeless reminder of the power of kindness and understanding to overcome even the greatest of challenges. In a kingdom nestled amidst towering mountains and lush valleys, there lived a young prince named Bhimsena. His tale is one of courage, perseverance, and the triumph of goodness over adversity. Prince Bhimsena was known throughout the land for his boundless strength and unwavering courage. From a young age, he trained tirelessly in the martial arts, honing his skills and mastering the ways of the warrior. But despite his prowess on the battlefield, Prince Bhimsena's heart was filled with compassion and kindness. He believed in using his strength not to conquer others, but to protect the innocent and uphold justice. One day, as Prince Bhimsena was traveling through the kingdom, he came across a village besieged by a fearsome giant. The giant had terrorized the villagers for years, demanding tribute and causing chaos wherever he went. Undeterred by the giant's size and power, Prince Bhimsena stepped forward to confront him. With a mighty roar, he challenged the giant to a duel, determined to free the village from his tyranny. The giant laughed scornfully at Prince Bhimsena's audacity, mocking his small stature in comparison to his own. But the prince stood tall and resolute, his heart filled with determination and courage. As the battle raged on, Prince Bhimsena fought with all his might, wielding his sword with skill and precision. With each blow, he chipped away at the giant's defenses, refusing to yield in the face of danger. But just as victory seemed within reach, the giant unleashed a powerful blast of magic, sending Prince Bhimsena tumbling to the ground. Exhausted and wounded, the prince struggled to rise to his feet. But in his darkest hour, Prince Bhimsena found strength in the words of his mentor, who had taught him the true meaning of courage and perseverance. With renewed determination, he rose to his feet, his spirit burning bright with the fire of righteousness. With one final, mighty blow, Prince Bhimsena struck down the giant, freeing the village from his tyranny once and for all. The villagers rejoiced at their newfound freedom, grateful to the brave prince who had saved them from despair. And though his journey was fraught with danger and uncertainty, Prince Bhimsena emerged victorious, his heart filled with the timeless virtues of courage, compassion, and righteousness. His story served as a beacon of hope and inspiration for all who heard it, reminding them of the power of goodness to overcome even the greatest of challenges. In a peaceful kingdom nestled among rolling hills and flowing rivers, there lived a young boy named Kandahara. His story is one of bravery, wisdom, and the triumph of compassion over adversity. Kandahara was known throughout the kingdom for his gentle nature and kind heart. Despite being born into a humble family of farmers, he possessed a spirit as vast as the endless sky and a heart as pure as a lotus blossom. From a young age, Kandahara showed great promise, displaying wisdom and compassion far beyond his years. He would spend his days tending to the fields with his family, always ready to lend a helping hand to those in need. But Kandahara's peaceful existence was soon threatened when a fearsome bandit named Ravana began terrorizing the kingdom. With his band of ruthless followers, Ravana plundered villages and wreaked havoc wherever he went, leaving destruction and despair in his wake. Determined to put an end to Ravana's reign of terror, the king of the kingdom sent out a call for a champion to challenge the bandit and restore peace to the land. Hearing the king's plea, Kandahara knew that he could not stand idly by while his people suffered. With a brave heart and unwavering determination, Kandahara set out to confront Ravana and put an end to his tyranny once and for all. Along the way, he encountered many challenges and obstacles, but he never lost sight of his goal. As he journeyed through the kingdom, Kandahara met people from all walks of life, each with their own struggles and hardships. He listened to their stories and offered them words of comfort and encouragement, spreading hope wherever he went. Finally, Kandahara came face to face with Ravana and his band of followers. The bandit king sneered at the young boy before him, mocking his small stature and humble origins. But Kandahara stood tall and resolute, his heart filled with courage and compassion. Instead of resorting to violence, Kandahara spoke to Ravana of the pain and suffering he had caused, urging him to change his ways and seek redemption. At first, Ravana laughed scornfully, dismissing Kandahara's words as the ramblings of a foolish child. But as Kandahara continued to speak, something within Ravana began to stir. He felt a glimmer of remorse and longing for a better life, touched by the young boy's compassion and wisdom. In the end, Ravana renounced his life of crime and violence, vowing to atone for his past misdeeds and seek a path of righteousness. With Kandahara's guidance, He devoted himself to helping others and bringing joy and prosperity to the kingdom. And though his journey was fraught with danger and uncertainty, Kandahalla emerged victorious, his heart filled with the timeless virtues of courage, compassion, and wisdom. His story became a beacon of hope and inspiration for all who heard it, reminding them of the power of kindness and empathy to overcome even the greatest of challenges. In a kingdom where ancient temples whispered secrets of wisdom and the fragrance of incense filled the air, there lived a young boy named Vidra Pandita. His story is one of intellect, compassion, and the triumph of knowledge over ignorance. Vidra Pandita was unlike any other child in the kingdom. From a young age, he displayed a remarkable intelligence and thirst for knowledge that surpassed even the wisest scholars. While other children played in the streets, Vidra Pandita could often be found in the quiet corners of the temple, immersed in ancient texts and scriptures. But Vidra Pandita's gift did not go unnoticed. Word of his intellect spread far and wide, and soon, people from all over the kingdom came to seek his counsel and wisdom. Despite his youth, Vidra Pandita possessed a depth of understanding that belied his years. One day, as he was walking through the village, Vidra Pandita came across a group of children teasing and taunting a poor beggar who had fallen on hard times. Moved by compassion, Vidra Pandita stepped forward to intervene, urging the children to treat the beggar with kindness and respect. But the children only laughed and mocked him, dismissing his words as the ramblings of a foolish boy. Undeterred, Vidra Pandita began to tell them stories of kindness and empathy, of the importance of treating others with compassion and understanding. As he spoke, something within the children began to stir. They felt a glimmer of empathy and remorse for their actions, touched by the wisdom and compassion of the young boy before them. Slowly but surely, their hearts softened, and they began to see the world through new eyes. From that day forth, the children treated the beggar with kindness and respect, helping him in whatever way they could. And as they did, they discovered a newfound sense of joy and fulfillment, realizing the true value of compassion and empathy. Word of Vidra Pandita's teachings spread throughout the kingdom, inspiring all who heard his tale. He became known as a wise and compassionate teacher, revered for his intellect and his unwavering commitment to spreading the light of knowledge and understanding. And though his journey was filled with challenges and obstacles, Vidra Pandita emerged victorious, his heart filled with the timeless virtues of compassion, empathy, and wisdom. His story served as a reminder to all that true greatness lies not in wealth or power, but in the kindness and compassion we show to others. In the ancient kingdom of Varanasi, there lived a young prince named Temia. His story is one of determination, self-discovery, and the pursuit of truth. Prince Temia was born into a royal family, but from a very young age, he felt a deep sense of unease with his privileged life. While his parents showered him with love and affection, Temia couldn't shake the feeling that there was something more to life than wealth and power. As he grew older, Temia's discomfort with his royal status only grew stronger. He longed to explore the world beyond the palace walls and discover the true meaning of happiness and fulfillment. Despite his parents' objections, Temia knew that he had to follow his own path, no matter the cost. One night, under the cover of darkness, Temia slipped out of the palace and set out into the unknown. With nothing but the clothes on his back and a burning desire for truth in his heart, he journeyed far and wide, seeking answers to life's greatest mysteries. Along his journey, Temia encountered many challenges and obstacles. He faced hunger and thirst, loneliness and despair, but he never lost sight of his goal. With each passing day, his resolve grew stronger, and his determination to find the truth burned ever brighter. One day, while wandering through a dense forest, Temia came across a group of ascetics meditating beneath the shade of a Bodhi tree. Intrigued by their peaceful demeanor and aura of serenity, he approached them and asked for guidance on his quest for truth. The ascetics welcomed Temia with open arms, recognizing the sincerity of his search for enlightenment. They taught him the ways of meditation and contemplation, guiding him on a journey of self-discovery and inner transformation. As Temia immersed himself in the teachings of the ascetics, he began to experience a profound sense of peace and clarity. He realized that true happiness could not be found in wealth or power, but in the stillness of the mind and the depths of the heart. With newfound wisdom and understanding, Temia renounced his royal title and embraced the life of an ascetic, dedicating himself wholeheartedly to the pursuit of truth and enlightenment. He wandered the land, spreading the teachings of compassion and wisdom to all who would listen, and inspiring others to follow the path of inner peace and fulfillment. And though his journey was long and arduous, Prince Temia emerged victorious, his heart filled with the boundless joy of self-discovery and the timeless wisdom of the Buddhist teachings. His story served as a reminder to all that true happiness lies not in external possessions, but in the journey towards inner peace and enlightenment. Once upon a time, in the ancient kingdom of Kosala, there lived a young boy named Udhanjaya. His story is one of determination, compassion, and the power of kindness to overcome adversity. Udhanjaya was born into a family of humble farmers, but from a young age, he displayed a remarkable spirit of kindness and generosity. Despite their meager means, Udhanjaya and his family always welcomed strangers into their home, offering them food and shelter with open arms. As Udhanjaya grew older, he became increasingly aware of the suffering and hardship that surrounded him. Determined to make a difference in the world, he set out on a journey to help those in need, no matter the cost. Along his journey, Udhanjaya encountered many challenges and obstacles. He faced hunger and thirst, exhaustion and despair, but he never lost sight of his goal. With each passing day, his compassion for others grew stronger, and his determination to make a difference burned ever brighter. One day, while traveling through a bustling marketplace, Udhanjaya came across a poor beggar lying by the roadside. Moved by compassion, he knelt down beside the beggar and offered him food and water, comforting him with words of kindness and understanding. But as Udhanjaya helped the beggar to his feet, a group of cruel merchants appeared, mocking and taunting the poor man for his misfortune. Enraged by their heartless behavior, Udhanjaya stepped forward to defend the beggar, standing up to the merchants with courage and determination. At first, the merchants scoffed at Udhanjaya's words, dismissing him as a foolish boy. But Udhanjaya remained steadfast in his conviction, refusing to back down in the face of injustice. With each passing moment, Udhanjaya's words began to penetrate the merchants' hearts, stirring feelings of remorse and compassion within them. Slowly but surely, their hearts softened, and they began to see the world through new eyes. In the end, the merchants renounced their cruel ways and vowed to change their behavior, inspired by Udhanjaya's compassion and bravery. Together, they joined forces to help those in need, spreading love and kindness throughout the kingdom. And though his journey was long and challenging, Udhanjaya emerged victorious, his heart filled with the boundless joy of knowing that he had made a difference in the lives of others. His story served as a reminder to all that true greatness lies not in wealth or power, but in the kindness and compassion we show to others. In the ancient kingdom of Anuradhapura, there reigned a wise and just king named Mahasilava. His story is one of wisdom, compassion, and the pursuit of harmony. King Mahasilava ruled his kingdom with fairness and compassion, always putting the needs of his people above his own desires. Under his reign, the kingdom prospered and peace prevailed throughout the land. But despite his wealth and power, King Mahasilava remained humble and devout, seeking guidance from the teachings of the Buddha. He believed in the importance of living a virtuous life and treating all beings with kindness and respect. One day, while traveling through the countryside, King Mahasilava came across a group of villagers gathered around a wounded elephant. The mighty beast had strayed from the forest and stumbled into a trap set by poachers, leaving it injured and helpless. Moved by compassion, King Mahasilava knelt down beside the wounded elephant and offered it food and water, soothing its pain with gentle words and gestures of kindness. He then ordered his attendants to summon the kingdom's finest healers to tend to the elephant's wounds. As the healers worked tirelessly to save the elephant's life, King Mahasi Lava remained by its side, offering comfort and reassurance. He knew that every living being deserved to be treated with compassion and dignity, regardless of its size or strength. With each passing day, the elephant's condition improved, thanks to the care and compassion of King Mahasi Lava and his attendants. And when the time came for the elephant to return to the forest, it did so with a grateful heart, knowing that it had found a true friend in the king. Word of King Mahasi Lava's compassion and wisdom spread throughout the kingdom, inspiring all who heard his tale. He became known as a benevolent ruler, beloved by his people for his kindness and generosity. And though his reign was long and prosperous, King Mahasi Lava knew that true greatness lay not in wealth or power, but in the ability to make a positive difference in the lives of others. His story served as a timeless reminder of the importance of compassion, empathy, and the pursuit of harmony in the world. In the serene forests of ancient India, there lived a wise and gentle sage named Narada. His story is one of wisdom, compassion, and the pursuit of truth. Sage Narada spent his days wandering through the forests, meditating beneath the shade of towering trees, and sharing his teachings with all who sought his guidance. He was known far and wide for his boundless wisdom and unwavering compassion, and people from distant lands would travel for miles to seek his counsel. One day, as Sage Narada was meditating by the banks of a tranquil river, he was approached by a curious young boy named Ravi. Ravi had heard tales of the sage's wisdom and sought his guidance on the path to enlightenment. Impressed by the boy's sincerity, Sage Narada welcomed him with a warm smile and invited him to sit beside him. He began to share his teachings with Ravi, explaining the importance of compassion, kindness, and the pursuit of inner peace. As they talked, Sage Narada noticed a flock of birds flying overhead, their wings outstretched as they soared through the sky. He pointed to the birds and asked Ravi what he saw. Ravi replied, "I see birds flying freely through the air without a care in the world." Sage Narada nodded and said, "Yes, Ravi, just like these birds, we can find freedom and happiness by letting go of our attachments and desires. True happiness lies not in material possessions, but in the contentment of the heart." Inspired by Sage Narada's words, Ravi began to understand the importance of letting go of his worldly desires and embracing a life of simplicity and inner peace. He thanked the sage for his guidance and set off on a journey of self-discovery and enlightenment. Years passed, and Ravi grew into a wise and compassionate young man, sharing Sage Narada's teachings with all who crossed his path. Together, they spread love and kindness throughout the land, inspiring others to follow the path of truth and compassion. And though Sage Narada's time on Earth eventually came to an end, his teachings lived on, guiding countless generations towards a life of wisdom, compassion, and inner peace. His story served as a timeless reminder of the boundless potential within each of us to find true happiness and fulfillment in the pursuit of truth and compassion. In the enchanted forests of Mount Meru, there lived a beautiful Kannara couple named Kanari and Kannara. Her story is one of love, compassion, and the power of unity. Kanari and Kannara were renowned throughout the celestial realms for their harmonious union and their melodious songs that echoed through the valleys and mountains. They danced among the clouds, their graceful movements captivating all who beheld them. But despite their idyllic existence, Kanari and Kannara longed for something more. They yearned to share their love and happiness with others, to spread joy and kindness throughout the world. One day, while wandering through the forest, Kanari and Kannara came across a group of weary travelers who had lost their way. Moved by compassion, they offered the travelers food and shelter, welcoming them into their home with open arms. As they sat around the fire, sharing stories and laughter, Kanari and Kannara realized the true power of unity and compassion. They saw how their love for each other had brought joy and comfort to those in need, and they knew that they had found their true purpose in life. From that day forth, Kanari and Kannara dedicated themselves to helping others and spreading love and kindness throughout the world. They traveled from village to village, offering aid to the sick and needy, and sharing their wisdom and compassion with all who would listen. Their acts of kindness and generosity touched the hearts of all who crossed their path, inspiring others to follow their example and embrace the virtues of love and compassion. And though their journey was long and challenging, Canary and Kinara's love for each other never wavered. Together, they faced every obstacle with courage and resilience, knowing that as long as they had each other, they could overcome anything. Their story became a timeless reminder of the power of love and compassion to transform the world and bring joy and happiness to all beings. And as their songs echoed through the mountains and valleys, Canary and Kinara's love shone bright as the stars in the night sky, lighting the way for all who sought the path of peace and harmony. In the ancient kingdom of Savathi, there lived a young prince named Paduma. His story is one of courage, compassion, and the triumph of kindness over adversity. Prince Paduma was known throughout the kingdom for his gentle nature and kind heart. From a young age, he showed compassion towards all living beings, from the tiniest insects to the mightiest elephants. One day, while exploring the royal gardens, Prince Paduma came across a wounded bird lying on the ground. Moved by compassion, he knelt down beside the bird and gently cradled it in his hands, soothing its pain with words of comfort and kindness. As Prince Paduma tended to the bird's injuries, he noticed a group of hunters approaching, their weapons at the ready. Determined to protect the defenseless creature, he stood between the hunters and the bird, his heart filled with courage and compassion. The hunters were surprised by Prince Paduma's bravery and compassion, but they refused to back down. They demanded that he step aside and allow them to claim their prize, but the prince stood firm, refusing to let harm come to the innocent bird. Just as the situation seemed dire, a wise monk appeared, drawn by the commotion. He approached Prince Paduma and the hunters and asked what was happening. Prince Paduma explained the situation to the monk, his voice filled with determination and compassion. The monk listened carefully, nodding in understanding. Turning to the hunters, the monk spoke of the importance of compassion and kindness towards all living beings. He urged them to put down their weapons and embrace a life of nonviolence and respect for all creatures. Moved by the monk's words, the hunters laid down their weapons and vowed to change their ways. Together, they helped Prince Paduma release the bird back into the wild, its wings strong and its spirit soaring with newfound freedom. Word of Prince Paduma's compassion and bravery spread throughout the kingdom, inspiring all who heard his tale. He became known as a hero, revered for his selflessness and unwavering dedication to the principles of kindness and compassion. And though his journey was filled with challenges and obstacles, Prince Paduma emerged victorious, his heart overflowing with love and compassion for all beings. His story served as a timeless reminder of the power of kindness to overcome even the greatest of challenges and the importance of compassion towards all living beings. In the ancient kingdom of Magadha, there lived a young prince named Mahamaga. His story is one of courage, compassion, and the triumph of kindness over adversity. Prince Mahamaga was known throughout the kingdom for his noble heart and gentle spirit. From a tender age, he showed compassion towards all living beings, from the smallest insects to the mightiest elephants. One day, while strolling through the palace gardens, Prince Mahamaga heard a distressed cry coming from the nearby forest. Curious and concerned, he followed the sound and discovered a trapped deer struggling to free itself from a hunter's snare. Moved by compassion, Prince Mahamaga rushed to the deer's aid. With steady hands and a gentle touch, he carefully freed the animal from the snare, relieving its suffering and granting it the gift of freedom. As the grateful deer bounded off into the forest, Prince Mahamaga noticed a group of hunters approaching, their bows at the ready. Determined to protect the defenseless creature, he stood between the hunters and the deer, his heart filled with courage and compassion. The hunters were taken aback by Prince Mahamaga's bravery and compassion, but they refused to relent. They demanded that he step aside and allow them to claim their prize, but the prince stood firm, unwilling to let harm befall the innocent deer. Just as the situation seemed dire, a wise monk appeared, drawn by the commotion. He approached Prince Mahamaga and the hunters and asked what was happening. Prince Mahamaga explained the situation to the monk, his voice filled with determination and compassion. The monk listened attentively, nodding in understanding. Turning to the hunters, the monk spoke of the importance of compassion and kindness towards all living beings. He urged them to lay down their weapons and embrace a life of nonviolence and respect for all creatures. Moved by the monk's words, the hunters relented and vowed to change their ways. Together, they helped Prince Mahamaga release the deer back into the forest, its spirit soaring with newfound freedom. Word of Prince Mahamaga's compassion and bravery spread throughout the kingdom, inspiring all who heard his tale. He became known as a hero, revered for his selflessness and unwavering dedication to the principles of kindness and compassion. And though his journey was filled with challenges and obstacles, Prince Mahamaga emerged victorious, his heart overflowing with love and compassion for all beings. His story served as a timeless reminder of the power of kindness to overcome even the greatest of challenges and the importance of compassion towards all living beings. In the ancient kingdom of Varanasi, there lived a young boy named Dhammapala. His story is one of courage, compassion, and the pursuit of truth. Dhammapala was known throughout the kingdom for his kind heart and gentle spirit. From a young age, he showed compassion towards all living beings, from the tiniest ants to the mightiest elephants. One day, while playing by the riverbank, Dhammapala saw a group of fishermen hauling in their nets. As they pulled in their catch, he noticed a struggling fish caught in the mesh, gasping for breath. Moved by compassion, Dhammapala rushed to the fish's aid. With nimble fingers and a gentle touch, he carefully freed the fish from the net, returning it to the safety of the water. As the grateful fish swam away, Dhammapala noticed a group of fishermen approaching, their faces grim and determined. Determined to protect the defenseless creatures of the river, he stood between the fishermen and the fish, his heart filled with courage and compassion. The fishermen were surprised by Dhammapala's bravery and compassion, but they refused to relent. They demanded that he step aside and allow them to claim their catch, but the boy stood firm, unwilling to let harm befall the innocent fish. Just as the situation seemed dire, a wise monk appeared, drawn by the commotion. He approached Dhammapala and the fishermen and asked what was happening. Dhammapala explained the situation to the monk, his voice filled with determination and compassion. The monk listened carefully, nodding in understanding. Turning to the fishermen, the monk spoke of the importance of compassion and kindness towards all living beings. He urged them to consider the suffering of the fish and to embrace a life of nonviolence and respect for all creatures. Moved by the monk's words, the fishermen relented and vowed to change their ways. Together, they helped Dhammapala release the fish back into the river, its spirit soaring with newfound freedom. Word of Dhammapala's compassion and bravery spread throughout the kingdom, inspiring all who heard his tale. He became known as a hero, revered for his selflessness and unwavering dedication to the principles of kindness and compassion. And though his journey was filled with challenges and obstacles, Dhammapala emerged victorious, his heart overflowing with love and compassion for all beings. His story served as a timeless reminder of the power of kindness to overcome even the greatest of challenges and the importance of compassion towards all living beings. Once upon a time, in the bustling city of Benares, there lived a young man named Mahosada. His story is one of wit, wisdom, and the triumph of intelligence over adversity. Mahosada was known throughout the kingdom for his keen intellect and sharp wit. From a young age, he displayed a remarkable ability to solve problems and outsmart even the cleverest of adversaries. One day, as Mahosada was walking through the crowded marketplace, he overheard a group of merchants discussing a puzzling dilemma. They were trying to divide a precious gemstone amongst themselves, but each merchant wanted a larger share than the others. Moved by curiosity, Mahosada approached the merchants and offered to help them resolve their dispute. With a twinkle in his eye and a mischievous grin, he proposed a clever solution that would satisfy everyone's desires. Mahosada suggested that they sell the gemstone and use the proceeds to purchase a beautiful golden bowl. He then instructed each merchant to fill the bowl with water, with the understanding that whoever's water overflowed first would receive the largest share of the gemstone. The merchants agreed to Mahosada's proposal and eagerly filled the bowl with water. But to their surprise, no matter how much water they poured, the bowl remained full to the brim. Confused and frustrated, the merchants turned to Mahosada for an explanation. With a knowing smile, he revealed that the bowl was enchanted, and only those who had pure intentions and a generous heart could make it overflow. Realizing the error of their ways, the merchants set aside their greed and selfishness and approached the bowl with humility and sincerity. And as they did, the water began to overflow, filling the marketplace with a shimmering cascade of light. Moved by Mahosada's wisdom and compassion, the merchants thanked him for teaching them the true value of generosity and cooperation. They vowed to use their newfound wealth to benefit the kingdom and help those in need. Word of Mahosada's cleverness and compassion spread throughout the kingdom, inspiring all who heard his tale. He became known as a wise counselor and trusted advisor, revered for his ability to solve problems with intelligence and kindness. And though his journey was filled with challenges and obstacles, Mahosada emerged victorious, his heart filled with the timeless virtues of wisdom, compassion, and the power of intelligence to overcome any obstacle. His story served as a timeless reminder of the importance of using one's intellect for the benefit of all beings. In a serene village nestled amidst lush greenery, there lived a young boy named Samir. He was known far and wide as the kindest and most diligent cowherd in the land. Every day, before the sun rose, Samir would set out with his herd of cows to graze in the meadows. One sunny morning, as Samir led his cows to the fields, he noticed a tiny bird trapped in a thicket. Its delicate wings fluttered in distress, unable to break free. Moved by compassion, Samir gently untangled the bird from the thorns and set it free. With a joyful chirp, the bird soared into the sky, leaving Samir with a heart full of warmth. As Samir tended to his cows, he came across an old man struggling to carry a heavy load of firewood. Without hesitation, Samir offered his assistance, lifting the burden from the old man's shoulders. Grateful for Samir's kindness, the old man blessed him with words of wisdom. A heart that shares burdens is a heart that finds peace. The day passed swiftly, and as the sun began to set, Samir guided his cows back to the village. Along the way, he encountered a weary traveler seeking shelter for the night. Seeing the fatigue etched on the traveler's face, Samir invited him to rest by the warmth of his hearth. With a grateful smile, the traveler accepted Samir's hospitality, sharing tales of his adventures in distant lands. As night fell and the stars twinkled overhead, Samir realized the true joy of kindness and compassion. It was not the wealth or possessions that brought happiness, but the simple act of giving and caring for others. Years passed, and Samir's reputation as the kind-hearted cowherd spread far and wide. People from distant villages would seek his counsel and guidance, knowing that his heart was as vast as the open skies. One day, a wise monk visited the village, drawn by tales of Samir's benevolence. Impressed by Samir's humility and compassion, the monk bestowed upon him a sacred teaching. In the journey of life, let your heart be a beacon of kindness, illuminating the path for all beings. From that day forth, Samir continued to tend to his cows with diligence and love. And though his life was simple, his heart brimmed with the boundless joy of compassion, inspiring all who crossed his path to tread the path of kindness and generosity. And so the story of the kind-hearted cowherd echoed through the ages, a timeless reminder of the transformative power of compassion in the journey of life. Once upon a time, in the ancient kingdom of Kosala, there ruled a wise and benevolent king named Sivi. King Sivi was known far and wide for his boundless compassion and generosity towards all living beings. One day, as King Sivi strolled through the royal gardens, he noticed a tiny sparrow lying wounded on the ground, its fragile wings trembling in pain. Moved by compassion, King Sivi gently scooped up the injured bird and cradled it in his hands. With great care, he tended to its wounds, offering soothing words of comfort. As the days passed, the sparrow grew stronger under King Civi's loving care, its wings healing with each passing moment. And when the time came for the sparrow to take flight once more, it perched upon King Civi's shoulder, chirping a melodious tune of gratitude. News of King Civi's compassionate deeds spread throughout the kingdom, reaching the ears of Queen Malika, who was deeply moved by her husband's kindness. Inspired by King Civi's example, Queen Malika devoted herself to acts of charity and compassion, serving as a beacon of light for all who sought solace in the kingdom. Together, King Civi and Queen Malika embarked on a journey of compassion, establishing shelters for the homeless, feeding the hungry, and providing care for the sick and elderly. Their unwavering commitment to serving others touched the hearts of the people, fostering a sense of unity and harmony throughout the land. One day, a humble monk approached King Civi, his eyes brimming with wisdom. "O compassionate king," the monk said, "your acts of kindness have not gone unnoticed. May your heart continue to shine brightly, illuminating the path for all beings." From that day forth, King Civi ruled with even greater compassion and wisdom, leading his kingdom with a gentle hand and an open heart. And though challenges may arise, his legacy of compassion endured, inspiring future generations to embrace the noble virtues of kindness and generosity. And so the story of King Civi and his compassion echoed through the ages, a timeless reminder of the transformative power of love and empathy in the journey of life. In a peaceful village nestled amidst rolling hills and whispering forests, there dwelled a community of kind-hearted souls known as the people of Setia. These villagers lived harmoniously, guided by the teachings of compassion and wisdom passed down through generations. At the heart of the village stood a sacred stupa known as the Setia, a symbol of peace and enlightenment. It was said that the Setia held within its walls the blessings of the Buddha himself, radiating love and compassion to all who sought solace within its embrace. One sunny morning, as the villagers gathered at the Setia to offer their prayers and blessings, they noticed a weary traveler approaching from afar. His clothes were tattered, and his face bore the marks of hardship and toil. Without hesitation, the people of Setia welcomed the traveler into their midst, offering him food, shelter, and companionship. Grateful for the villagers' kindness, the traveler shared tales of his journey, recounting the trials and tribulations he had faced along the way. Moved by his words, the people of Setia listened with open hearts, offering words of encouragement and support. As the sun began to set and the stars twinkled overhead, the villagers gathered around the sacred fire, sharing stories and laughter late into the night. And though they came from different walks of life, they were bound together by the common thread of compassion and understanding. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months, yet the traveler remained in the village, finding solace in the warmth and kindness of the people of Setia. And as he bid farewell to his newfound friends, he knew in his heart that he would always carry with him the memory of their generosity and love. Years passed, and the people of Setia continued to uphold their traditions of compassion and kindness, spreading joy and harmony wherever they went. And though challenges may arise, their bond remained unbreakable, a testament to the power of community and friendship. And so the story of the people of Setia echoed through the ages, a timeless reminder of the transformative power of love and compassion in the journey of life. In a tranquil monastery nestled amidst towering mountains and lush forests, there lived a community of devoted monks who dedicated their lives to the teachings of compassion and wisdom. These monks rose with the first light of dawn, their days filled with prayer, meditation, and acts of kindness towards all living beings. Among the monks, there was a young novice named Ananda, whose heart brimmed with kindness and curiosity. Ananda had recently joined the monastery, eager to learn from his elders and walk the path of enlightenment. One day, as Ananda tended to the monastery garden, he stumbled upon a wounded bird lying helplessly on the ground, its delicate wings trembling in pain. Moved by compassion, Ananda gently scooped up the injured bird and cradled it in his hands. With great care, he tended to its wounds, offering soothing words of comfort. As days turned into weeks, the bird grew stronger under Ananda's loving care, its wings healing with each passing moment. And when the time came for the bird to take flight once more, it perched upon Ananda's shoulder, chirping a melodious tune of gratitude. News of Ananda's compassionate deeds spread throughout the monastery, reaching the ears of the elder monks who gathered to commend him for his kindness. Inspired by Ananda's example, the monks redoubled their efforts to serve others, spreading love and compassion to all who sought refuge within the monastery walls. Together, the monks embarked on a journey of compassion, caring for the sick, feeding the hungry, and offering solace to the weary travelers who passed through their gates. And though they led lives of simplicity and humility, their hearts were as vast as the open sky, radiating love and kindness to all beings. One evening, as the monks gathered for their evening prayers, a wise elder addressed the assembly, "O compassionate monks, may your hearts continue to shine brightly, illuminating the path for all beings in their journey towards enlightenment." From that day forth, the monks continued to walk the path of compassion and wisdom, their hearts filled with boundless love and understanding. And though challenges may arise, their resolve remained unshakable, a testament to the transformative power of kindness and empathy in the journey of life. And so the story of the compassionate monks echoed through the ages, a timeless reminder of the noble virtues that lie at the heart of the Buddhist teachings. In a humble village nestled amidst emerald hills and golden fields, there lived a man named Sirimanda. Sirimanda was known throughout the village for his kind heart and gentle spirit, always ready to lend a helping hand to those in need. One bright morning, as Sirimanda tended to his fields, he stumbled upon a wounded rabbit lying by the roadside, its tiny frame quivering in pain. Moved by compassion, Sirimanda carefully scooped up the injured creature and cradled it in his arms. With tenderness and care, he bound its wounds and offered it water and nourishment. As the days passed, the rabbit grew stronger under Sirimanda's loving care, its once frightened eyes now filled with trust and gratitude. And when the time came for the rabbit to hop away into the meadows once more, it paused to nuzzle against Sirimanda's hand, as if to say thank you. News of Sirimanda's compassionate deeds spread throughout the village, reaching the ears of young and old alike. Inspired by his example, the villagers began to look out for one another, offering support and kindness in times of need. One day, as Sirimanda made his way through the village, he encountered a weary traveler seeking shelter for the night. Without hesitation, Sirimanda invited the traveler into his home, offering him food and a warm place to rest. Grateful for Sirimanda's hospitality, the traveler shared tales of his adventures and offered words of wisdom to all who would listen. From that day forth, Sirimanda's home became a sanctuary for travelers from far and wide, each welcomed with open arms and a generous heart. And though his own means were modest, Sirimanda's spirit knew no bounds, his kindness touching the lives of all who crossed his path. One evening, as Sirimanda sat beneath the starlit sky, a wise elder approached him, his eyes twinkling with knowledge. "O kind-hearted Sirimanda," the elder said, "may your deeds of compassion continue to shine brightly, illuminating the path for all beings in their journey towards happiness and peace." And so, Sirimanda continued to walk the path of kindness and compassion, his heart as boundless as the endless sky above. And though the years passed and seasons changed, his legacy endured, a testament to the transformative power of love and empathy in the journey of life. And thus, the tale of Sirimanda's kindness echoed through the ages, a timeless reminder of the beauty and goodness that dwells within the human heart. In a serene village nestled amidst rolling hills and babbling brooks, there lived a young boy named Kanna. Kanna was known throughout the village for his boundless curiosity and adventurous spirit, always eager to explore the wonders of the world around him. One crisp morning, as Kanna set out to gather firewood in the forest, he stumbled upon a wounded deer, its gentle eyes filled with fear and pain. Moved by compassion, Kanna approached the trembling creature with outstretched hands, offering words of comfort and reassurance. With great care, he tended to the deer's wounds, binding them with leaves and soothing herbs. As the sun began to set and the forest grew quiet, the deer rose to its feet, its once timid gaze now filled with gratitude. With a graceful leap, it bounded off into the depths of the forest, leaving Kanna with a heart full of warmth and joy. News of Kanna's compassionate deeds spread throughout the village, reaching the ears of young and old alike. Inspired by his example, the villagers began to look out for one another, offering help and kindness wherever it was needed. One day, as Kanna ventured further into the forest, he encountered a weary traveler seeking shelter for the night. Without hesitation, Kanna invited the traveler to share his humble meal and rest beneath the shelter of his roof. Grateful for Kanna's hospitality, the traveler shared tales of his adventures and offered words of wisdom to all who would listen. From that day forth, Kanna's home became a sanctuary for travelers from far and wide, each welcomed with open arms and a generous heart. And though his own means were modest, Kanna's spirit knew no bounds, his kindness touching the lives of all who crossed his path. One evening, as Kanna gazed up at the twinkling stars above, a wise elder approached him, his eyes twinkling with knowledge. "O kind-hearted Kanna," the elder said, "may your deeds of compassion continue to shine brightly, illuminating the path for all beings in their journey towards happiness and peace." And so, Kanna continued to wander the world, his heart as vast as the endless sky above. And though the years passed and seasons changed, his legacy endured, a testament to the transformative power of love and empathy in the journey of life. And thus, the tale of Kanna, the kind-hearted wanderer, echoed through the ages, a timeless reminder of the beauty and goodness that dwells within the human heart. In the bustling town of Kasambia, nestled along the banks of a winding river, there lived a community of people known far and wide for their kindness and generosity. These people, guided by the teachings of compassion and wisdom, lived harmoniously, their hearts intertwined like the branches of a great tree. Among them was a young girl named Maya, whose laughter echoed through the streets like the song of a bird. Maya possessed a heart as vast as the open sky, always ready to lend a helping hand to those in need. One sunny morning, as Maya made her way through the town square, she stumbled upon a weary traveler seeking shelter for the night. Without hesitation, Maya invited the traveler into her home, offering him food and a warm place to rest. Grateful for Maya's hospitality, the traveler shared tales of his adventures and offered words of wisdom to all who would listen. News of Maya's compassionate deeds spread throughout the town, reaching the ears of young and old alike. Inspired by her example, the people of Kasambia began to look out for one another, offering support and kindness in times of need. One day, as Maya wandered along the riverbank, she spotted a wounded bird struggling to fly. Moved by compassion, Maya carefully scooped up the injured creature and cradled it in her arms. With gentle hands, she tended to its wounds, offering soothing words of comfort. As the sun dipped below the horizon and the stars twinkled overhead, the bird's wings grew stronger under Maya's loving care. With a grateful chirp, it took flight once more, soaring into the night sky. From that day forth, Maya's acts of kindness became legendary in Kasambia, her name spoken with reverence and admiration. And though she was but a young girl, her heart held the wisdom of ages, a beacon of light in a world filled with darkness. One evening, as Maya sat beneath the shade of a great tree, a wise elder approached her, his eyes twinkling with knowledge. And so Maya continued to walk the streets of Kasambia, her heart as boundless as the river that flowed through the town. And though the years passed and seasons changed, her legacy endured, a testament to the transformative power of love and empathy in the journey of life. O kind-hearted Maya, the elder said, may your deeds of compassion continue to shine brightly, illuminating the path for all beings in their journey towards happiness and peace. And thus, the story of the people of Kasambia echoed through the ages, a timeless reminder of the beauty and goodness that dwells within the human heart. In a a distant village nestled amidst verdant hills and winding rivers, there lived a man known throughout the land as the Foolish Man, despite his kind heart. The foolish man often found himself making unwise decisions, guided more by impulse than by reason. One sunny day, as the foolish man wandered through the forest, he stumbled upon a golden pebble glinting in the sunlight. Entranced by its shimmering beauty, the foolish man picked up the pebble and declared to himself, "Surely, this must be a treasure beyond compare." With visions of riches dancing in his mind, the foolish man set out on a journey to seek his fortune, leaving behind the familiar comforts of his village. Along the way, he encountered many obstacles and challenges, each one testing his resolve and determination. As days turned into weeks and weeks into months, the foolish man traveled far and wide, his heart filled with hope and excitement. Yet, despite his best efforts, he found no sign of the riches he had dreamed of, the golden pebble growing heavier with each passing moment. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon and the stars illuminated the night sky, the foolish man stumbled upon a wise old monk meditating beneath the shade of a towering tree. Intrigued by the monk's serene presence, the foolish man approached him and shared his tale of woe. The monk listened patiently to the foolish man's story, his eyes twinkling with understanding. "O foolish one," the monk said gently, "true wealth lies not in material possessions, but in the kindness and compassion we offer to others." With these words of wisdom ringing in his ears, the foolish man realized the folly of his ways. He bowed deeply to the monk, gratitude swelling in his heart, and vowed to return to his village with a newfound understanding of what truly mattered in life. And so the foolish man journeyed back to his village, his heart lighter than it had been in many months. Along the way, he encountered many opportunities to practice kindness and compassion, offering help to those in need and spreading joy wherever he went. When the foolish man finally returned home, he was greeted with open arms by his fellow villagers, who had worried for his safety during his long absence. And though he had not found the riches he had sought, the foolish man realized that he was richer than he had ever been before, his heart overflowing with love and gratitude. From that day forth, the foolish man lived out the rest of his days in peace and contentment, sharing the wisdom he had gained on his journey with all who would listen. And though he was still known as the foolish man, it was now said with a fondness and respect for the lessons he had learned along the way. And so the story of the foolish man's journey echoed through the ages, a timeless reminder of the true meaning of wealth and the transformative power of wisdom and compassion. In a peaceful village nestled among swaying palm trees and shimmering rivers, there lived a young girl named Athizina. Athizina was known for her adventurous spirit and unwavering courage, traits that set her apart from her peers. One bright morning, as Athizina played by the riverbank, she noticed a group of travelers passing through the village. Intrigued by their tales of distant lands and exotic adventures, Athizina felt a spark ignite within her heart. "I want to see the world beyond our village," she declared to herself, her eyes shining with determination. With her parents' blessing, Athizina set out on a journey to explore the world beyond her home. Along the way, she encountered many challenges and obstacles, each one testing her courage and resolve. As she journeyed through dense forests and rugged mountains, Athizina encountered a fierce tiger blocking her path. Instead of fleeing in fear, Athizina stood her ground, meeting the tiger's gaze with unwavering determination. With a gentle smile and soothing words, she calmed the fearsome beast, earning its trust and respect. Continuing on her journey, Athizina encountered a raging river swollen from the recent rains. Undeterred, she fashioned a makeshift raft from fallen branches and leaves, bravely navigating the treacherous waters to reach the other side. As she traveled, Athizina encountered many people in need along the way. Whether it was offering food to the hungry or shelter to the weary traveler, Athizina's heart overflowed with compassion and kindness. Finally, after many months of traveling, Athizina arrived at a bustling city teeming with life and energy. With wide-eyed wonder, she explored the winding streets and bustling markets, marveling at the sights and sounds of city life. But amidst the hustle and bustle of the city, Athizina realized that her heart longed for the simplicity and peace of her village. With a newfound sense of gratitude and appreciation for her home, Athena bid farewell to the city and embarked on the journey back to her village. As she arrived home, Athena was greeted with open arms by her family and friends, who had worried for her safety during her long absence. And though she had traveled far and wide, Athena realized that true happiness could be found in the love and warmth of her community. From that day forth, Athena lived out her days in peace and contentment, her heart forever filled with the memories of her courageous journey and the lessons she had learned along the way. And so, the story of Athena's courageous journey echoed through the ages, a timeless reminder of the transformative power of courage, compassion, and gratitude in the journey of life. In a quaint village nestled amidst rolling hills and fertile valleys, there lived a humble potter named Padma. Padma was known throughout the village for his skillful craftsmanship and gentle nature, his hands shaping clay into beautiful vessels that adorned the homes of his neighbors. One sunny morning, as Padma worked diligently in his workshop, he noticed a weary traveler passing through the village. Moved by compassion, Padma invited the traveler into his home, offering him food and a warm place to rest. Grateful for Padma's hospitality, the traveler shared tales of his adventures and offered words of wisdom to all who would listen. Inspired by the traveler's stories, Padma felt a newfound sense of purpose stirring within his heart. From that day forth, Padma dedicated himself not only to his craft but also to acts of kindness and compassion towards those in need. Whether it was offering shelter to the homeless or sharing his meals with the hungry, Padma's heart overflowed with love and generosity. One evening, as Padma sat by the fire, a wise old monk visited his home, his eyes shining with insight. "O kind-hearted Padma," the monk said, "may your deeds of compassion continue to illuminate the path for all beings in their journey towards happiness and peace." With these words of blessing ringing in his ears, Padma continued to live out his days in service to others, his heart as vast as the endless sky above. And though he was but a simple potter, his legacy endured, a testament to the transformative power of love and empathy in the journey of life. And so the story of the kind-hearted potter echoed through the ages, a timeless reminder of the beauty and goodness that dwells within the human heart. In the ancient kingdom of Magadha, there lived a talented musician named Gutila. With his nimble fingers and melodious voice, Gutila enchanted audiences far and wide, his music touching the hearts of all who listened. One day, as Gutila roamed the streets of the bustling city, he came across a group of children playing by the riverbank. Intrigued by their laughter and joy, Gutila approached them and offered to teach them the art of music. The children eagerly accepted Gutila's offer, gathering around him as he plucked the strings of his lute and sang songs of love and compassion. With each note, the children's eyes sparkled with wonder, their hearts filled with the beauty of Gutila's music. As days turned into weeks and weeks into months, Gutila continued to teach the children the secrets of music, nurturing their talents and inspiring them to express themselves through melody and rhythm. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon and the stars illuminated the night sky, Gutila sat by the riverbank with his young pupils, their voices blending harmoniously with the gentle rustle of the wind. It was then that a wise old monk approached them, his eyes twinkling with insight. "O noble Gutila," the monk said, "your music has brought joy and inspiration to these children, guiding them on the path of enlightenment." Moved by the monk's words, Gutila bowed deeply in reverence, realizing the profound impact his music had on those around him. With a heart full of gratitude, he continued to share his gift with the world, spreading love and harmony wherever he went. And so the story of the musician Gutila echoed through the ages, a timeless reminder of the transformative power of music and the boundless beauty of the human spirit. In a distant kingdom, there lived 10 Brahmins renowned for their wisdom and knowledge of the ancient scriptures. Each day, they would gather beneath the shade of a great banyan tree to discuss the teachings of their ancestors and ponder the mysteries of the universe. One sunny morning, as the 10 Brahmins sat beneath the banyan tree, they began to debate the nature of truth and enlightenment. Despite their scholarly pursuits, the Brahmins found themselves unable to reach a consensus, each one clinging stubbornly to their own beliefs. As the day wore on and the sun dipped below the horizon, the Brahmins grew weary from their debate. It was then that a wise old monk approached them, his eyes twinkling with insight. "O noble Brahmins," the monk said, "the truth is like a vast ocean, its depths unfathomable to the human mind. Only by letting go of your preconceived notions and embracing humility can you hope to find enlightenment." Moved by the monk's words, the Brahmins bowed deeply in reverence, realizing the folly of their prideful ways. With open hearts and minds, they listened as the monk shared the timeless teachings of compassion, kindness, and understanding. From that day forth, the 10 Brahmins set out on a journey of self-discovery, humbly seeking wisdom and enlightenment wherever their path may lead. Along the way, they encountered many challenges and obstacles, each one testing their resolve and determination. Yet, despite the hardships they faced, the Brahmins persevered, their hearts filled with the light of knowledge and understanding. And as they continued on their journey, they realized that true enlightenment could only be found in the unity of all beings and the boundless compassion of the universe. And so, the story of the 10 Brahmins echoed through the ages, a timeless reminder of the transformative power of humility, wisdom, and compassion in the journey of life. In a peaceful village nestled amidst towering mountains and lush forests, there lived a young boy named Satanu. Satanu is known throughout the village for his gentle heart and compassionate spirit, always ready to lend a helping hand to those in need. One sunny morning, as Satanu roamed the village streets, he came across a stray dog whimpering in pain, its paw caught in a thorny bush. Moved by compassion, Satanu approached the frightened animal and carefully freed its paw from the thorns. With a grateful wag of its tail, the dog licked Satanu's hand before bounding away into the forest. As days turned into weeks, Satanu's acts of kindness continued to ripple through the village, touching the lives of all who crossed his path. Whether it was offering food to the hungry or shelter to the homeless, Satanu's heart overflowed with love and generosity. One day, as Satanu ventured deeper into the forest, he encountered a wounded bird lying helpless on the forest floor. Without hesitation, Satanu gently scooped up the injured creature and cradled it in his hands. With tender care, he tended to its wounds, offering soothing words of comfort. As the sun began to set and the forest grew quiet, the bird's wings grew stronger under Satanu's loving care. With a joyful chirp, it took flight once more, disappearing into the twilight sky. Moved by the beauty of nature and the interconnectedness of all living beings, Satanu vowed to protect and cherish the world around him. With each passing day, he grew wiser and more compassionate, his heart expanding to embrace the wonders of the universe. One evening, as Satanu sat beneath the stars, a wise old monk approached him, his eyes twinkling with insight. "O noble Satanu," the monk said, "your kindness and compassion have brought light and warmth to the world around you. May your heart continue to shine brightly, illuminating the path for all beings in their journey towards happiness and peace." With these words of wisdom ringing in his ears, Satanu continued to live out his days in service to others, his heart as boundless as the universe itself. And though he was but a young boy, his legacy endured, a testament to the transformative power of love and empathy in the journey of life. And so the story of Satanu's kindness echoed through the ages, a timeless reminder of the beauty and goodness that dwells within the human heart. In a tranquil monastery nestled amidst towering mountains and whispering pines, there resided a monk known far and wide for his remarkable patience and serene demeanor. This monk, named Dhammapala, dedicated his life to the pursuit of inner peace and enlightenment. One serene morning, as Dhammapala meditated beneath the shade of a blossoming cherry tree, a group of young novices approached him, their faces flushed with frustration. They had been struggling with their meditation practice, unable to quiet their restless minds. With a gentle smile, Dhammapala welcomed the novices and offered to guide them in their journey towards inner tranquility. He patiently explained the principles of mindfulness and compassion, encouraging the novices to cultivate patience and perseverance in their practice. As the days turned into weeks, Dhammapala continued to mentor the novices, offering gentle guidance and unwavering support. Despite their initial struggles, the novices soon began to experience moments of clarity and stillness in their meditation, their hearts opening to the profound beauty of the present moment. One day, as Dhammapala and the novices sat in silent meditation, a fierce storm swept through the monastery, its winds howling and rain pelting against the temple walls. Though the novices grew restless and anxious, Dhammapala remained steadfast in his practice, his inner calm radiating like a beacon of light in the darkness. Moved by Dhammapala's unwavering presence, the novices found strength and courage in the midst of the storm, their minds settling into a state of peaceful acceptance. When the storm finally passed and the skies cleared, the novices approached Dhammapala with gratitude in their hearts. "Oh, venerable teacher," they said, "thank you for showing us the way of patience and resilience. Your wisdom has brought light and clarity to our minds." With a humble smile, Dhammapala bowed deeply to the novices, his heart filled with joy and gratitude. "May you continue to walk the path of mindfulness and compassion," he said, "for true peace resides within the depths of your own hearts." And so Dhammapala's teachings echoed through the monastery, inspiring all who encountered them to cultivate patience and serenity in their lives. And though challenges may arise, the patient monk's legacy endured, a testament to the transformative power of mindfulness and compassion in the journey of life. In the ancient kingdom of Kalinga, there stood a majestic Bodhi tree, its branches reaching towards the heavens like outstretched arms. This tree was no ordinary tree. It was said to be a descendant of the sacred Bodhi tree under which Siddhartha Gautama, the Buddha, had attained enlightenment. For centuries, pilgrims from far and wide had journeyed to Kalinga to pay homage to this sacred tree, seeking its blessings and guidance on their spiritual journey. One day, a young boy named Arjun visited the Bodhi tree with his parents. As they approached the tree, Arjun felt a sense of awe and reverence wash over him, as if he was standing in the presence of something truly divine. With his parents' encouragement, Arjun approached the Bodhi tree and bowed deeply, offering his prayers and wishes for peace and happiness in the world. As he sat in silent meditation beneath the tree, he felt a profound sense of peace and tranquility wash over him, his heart opening to the boundless beauty of the universe. As Arjun continued to visit the Bodhi tree over the years, he became known throughout the kingdom for his wisdom and compassion, his teachings spreading far and wide like the branches of the sacred tree. One evening, as Arjun sat beneath the Bodhi tree, a group of travelers approached him, their faces weary from their journey. Moved by compassion, Arjun welcomed them with open arms, offering them food and shelter beneath the shade of the tree. As they shared stories and laughter beneath the starlit sky, Arjun realized that the true essence of enlightenment lay not in solitude and isolation, but in the interconnectedness of all beings. From that day forth, Arjun dedicated his life to serving others, his heart filled with boundless love and compassion for all living beings. And though he may never attain enlightenment like the Buddha, he knew that the path of compassion and wisdom was the truest path to inner peace and happiness. And so the story of the sacred Bodhi tree in Kalinga and the boy named Arjun echoed through the ages, a timeless reminder of the transformative power of faith, compassion, and the quest for enlightenment. In a tranquil forest nestled between towering mountains and winding rivers, there lived a graceful deer named Nigrodhamiga. With her sleek coat of fur and gentle eyes, Nigrodhamiga was beloved by all the creatures of the forest for her kindness and compassion. One peaceful morning, as Nigrodhamiga roamed the forest in search of food, she stumbled upon a group of hunters preparing their traps. Horrified by the sight, Nigrodhamiga knew she had to act quickly to save her fellow animals from harm. With swift movements, Nigrodhamiga darted through the forest, warning the animals of the hunter's presence and urging them to seek safety in the dense underbrush. Thanks to her quick thinking and bravery, not a single animal fell into the hunter's traps that day. Grateful for Nigrodhamaga's selfless actions, the animals gathered around her, offering their thanks and praise. From that day forth, Nigrodhamaga was hailed as a hero in the forest, her name whispered with reverence and admiration by all who knew her. As the seasons passed and the forest flourished, Nigrodhamaga continued to watch over her fellow creatures, offering guidance and protection whenever it was needed. Whether it was rescuing a stranded bird from a tangle of vines or leading a lost rabbit back to its burrow, Nigrodhamaga's compassion knew no bounds. One evening, as Nigrodhamaga rested beneath the stars, a wise old monk visited her in the forest, his eyes twinkling with insight. "O noble Nigrodhamaga," the monk said, "your acts of compassion and bravery have brought light and warmth to the forest. May you continue to walk the path of kindness and wisdom, guiding all beings towards happiness and peace." With a humble bow, Nigrodhamaga thanked the monk for his words of wisdom, knowing that she had found her true calling in life, to be a guardian of the forest and a friend to all who dwell within its embrace. And so, the story of Nigrodhamaga, the compassionate deer, echoed through the ages, a timeless reminder of the power of kindness, bravery, and the boundless beauty of the natural world. In the ancient kingdom of Magadha, there lived a young boy named Ravi, whose family worked as farmers in the lush countryside. One day, while tending to their fields, Ravi stumbled upon a shimmering object nestled amidst the fertile soil. As he brushed away the dirt, he discovered that it was a precious gem known as Manicuea, believed to hold magical powers. Excited by his discovery, Ravi hurried home to show the gem to his family. They marveled at its beauty and wondered about its significance. Ravi's father, a wise man, explained that the Manicuea was not just any gem. It was said to bring good fortune to whoever possessed it. Word of Ravi's discovery spread quickly throughout the village, and soon, people from far and wide came to see the precious gem for themselves. They offered Ravi and his family gifts and praised them for their good fortune. But as days turned into weeks, Ravi began to notice changes in his family and neighbors. They became consumed by thoughts of wealth and power, forgetting the simple joys of life. Ravi realized that the Manicuea, though beautiful, had brought with it a heavy burden of greed and desire. Determined to free his family and village from the grip of the gem's power, Ravi decided to return it to its rightful place. He journeyed to the nearby temple, where he offered the Manicuea to the monks, asking them to use its power for the benefit of all beings. As Ravi placed the gem in the hands of the head monk, he felt a sense of relief wash over him, knowing that he had done the right thing. From that day forth, the village returned to its peaceful ways, and Ravi's family rediscovered the true meaning of happiness and contentment. Though he had given up a valuable treasure, Ravi knew that the greatest riches were found not in material wealth, but in the love and kindness we share with others. And as he looked out at the world with newfound clarity, he realized that he had found the most precious gem of all, the gem of compassion and wisdom that resides within each and every one of us. And so the story of the gem Manicuea and the young boy Ravi echoed through the ages, a timeless reminder of the importance of generosity, humility, and the true treasures of the heart. At a peaceful village nestled among rolling hills and verdant valleys, there lived a faithful dog named Bodhi, with his soft fur and wagging tail. Bodhi was beloved by all who knew him for his unwavering loyalty and boundless love. One sunny morning, as Bodhi roamed the village streets, he came across a group of travelers passing through. Intrigued by their scent of unfamiliar lands, Bodhi approached them with a friendly bark, his tail wagging in greeting. Moved by Bodhi's friendly demeanor, the travelers welcomed him into their midst, offering him scraps of food and a warm place by the fire. Grateful for their kindness, Bodhi wagged his tail in appreciation, knowing that he had found new friends in these strangers. As the days turned into weeks, Bodhi accompanied the travelers on their journey, his loyal presence bringing joy and companionship to their travels. Whether it was chasing away wild animals in the dead of night or keeping watch over their camp while they slept, Bodhi proved himself to be a faithful and steadfast companion. But as they journeyed deeper into the wilderness, the travelers encountered many dangers and obstacles along the way. Faced with perilous cliffs and treacherous rivers, Bodhi's loyalty was put to the test time and time again. One evening, as they made camp by the edge of a steep ravine, disaster struck. A sudden rockslide sent boulders tumbling down the mountainside, trapping the travelers beneath a pile of rubble. With no time to spare, Bodhi sprang into action, digging furiously through the debris with his powerful paws. Despite the danger and uncertainty, he refused to give up, his heart filled with determination to save his friends. As the moon rose high in the sky and the stars twinkled overhead, Bodhi's efforts paid off. With a triumphant bark, he unearthed the last of the travelers from beneath the rubble, their faces pale but unharmed. Grateful for Bodhi's bravery and sacrifice, the travelers thanked him profusely, knowing that they owed their lives to his unwavering loyalty. From that day forth, Bodhi was hailed as a hero in the village, his name whispered with reverence and admiration by all who knew him. And though he may never know the true extent of his bravery, Bodhi knew in his heart that he had fulfilled his duty as a loyal canine companion, bringing light and hope to those in need. And so the story of the faithful dog Bodhi echoed through the ages, a timeless reminder of the power of loyalty, courage, and the unbreakable bond between humans and animals. In a lush forest teeming with life, there lived a small quail named Kevi. Despite his diminutive size, Kevi possessed a heart as courageous as a lion and a spirit as free as the wind. One sunny morning, as Kevi pecked at seeds on the forest floor, he heard the distant cry of distress. Following the sound, he came upon a group of animals gathered around a deep pit, their faces etched with worry. Peering into the pit, Kevi saw a baby rabbit trapped at the bottom, unable to climb out to safety. Without hesitation, Kevi fluttered his wings and descended into the pit, his heart filled with determination to help his fellow creature in need. With gentle nudges and encouraging chirps, Kevi guided the frightened rabbit up the steep walls of the pit, his wings shielding it from harm. And when they reached the top, the animals gathered around in awe, marveling at Kevi's bravery and selflessness. Grateful for Kevi's heroic act, the animals hailed him as a hero, his name whispered with reverence and admiration throughout the forest. From that day forth, Kevi was known as the bravest quail in all the land, his legend spreading far and wide. But Kevi's adventures were far from over. One evening, as he roosted in his nest high in the trees, he heard the unmistakable sound of hunters approaching. Determined to protect his forest home, Kevi called out to his fellow creatures, rallying them to safety. With swift movements, Kevi led the animals deep into the heart of the forest, where they could hide from the hunter's sight. And when the danger had passed, the animals emerged from their hiding places, their hearts filled with gratitude for Kevi's quick thinking and bravery. From that day forth, Kevi was hailed as a guardian of the forest, his name spoken with reverence and admiration by all who knew him. And though he was but a small quail, Kevi knew that true bravery came not from size or strength, but from the courage to stand up for what is right. And so the story of the brave little quail Kevi echoed through the ages, a timeless reminder of the power of courage, compassion, and the unbreakable bond between all living beings. In the lush forests of ancient India, there lived a majestic elephant named Chadana. His story is one of courage, compassion, and the triumph of goodness over adversity. Chadana was no ordinary elephant. With his towering frame and gentle eyes, he roamed the forest with grace and dignity, admired by all who beheld him. One day, as Chadana was wandering through the forest, he came across a group of frightened animals huddled together in fear. They told him of a fearsome tiger that had been terrorizing the forest, preying upon the weak and defenseless. Moved by compassion for his fellow creatures, Chadana vowed to put an end to the tiger's reign of terror. With steady steps and unwavering resolve, he set off in search of the fearsome beast. After days of searching, Chadana finally came face to face with the tiger deep within the heart of the forest. A tiger snarled and bared its teeth, ready to pounce upon its prey. But Chadana stood his ground, his heart filled with courage and compassion. Instead of attacking the tiger, he spoke to it calmly, asking why it felt the need to harm others. To Chadana's surprise, the tiger's fierce demeanor softened and tears welled up in its eyes. It revealed that it had been driven to desperation by hunger and fear and had resorted to violence in order to survive. Touched by the tiger's plight, Chadana offered to share his own food and water with the hungry beast. He showed it kindness and compassion, teaching it that there was another way to live besides violence and aggression. Moved by Chadana's compassion, the tiger vowed to change its ways and live in harmony with the other animals of the forest. Together, they walked side by side, spreading peace and goodwill wherever they went. Word of Chadana's bravery and compassion spread throughout the forest, inspiring all who heard his tale. He became known as a hero, revered for his selflessness and unwavering dedication to the principles of kindness and compassion. And though his journey was filled with challenges and obstacles, Chadana emerged victorious, his heart overflowing with love and compassion for all beings. His story served as a timeless reminder of the power of goodness to overcome even the greatest of challenges and the importance of compassion towards all living beings. In a tranquil village nestled among emerald green fields, there lived a magnificent bull named Nandavaisala. With his powerful frame and gentle eyes, Nandavaisala was beloved by all who knew him for his strength and kindness. One sunny morning, as Nandavaisala grazed in the pasture, he noticed a group of farmers struggling to plow their fields. Moved by compassion, Nandavaisala approached them and offered to lend his strength to their labor. With a joyful heart, Nandavaisala harnessed himself to the plow and began to work the fields, his powerful muscles effortlessly turning the soil. The farmers watched in amazement as Nandavaisala plowed the fields with skill and precision, his determination unwavering despite the heat of the sun. As the day wore on and the shadows grew long, the farmers marveled at the sight of their freshly plowed fields ready for planting. With tears of gratitude in their eyes, they thanked Nandavaisala for his selfless act of kindness, knowing that they owed their harvest to his noble efforts. From that day forth, Nandavaisala became a cherished member of the village, his name spoken with reverence and admiration by all who knew him. Whether it was helping the farmers plow their fields or carrying heavy loads to market, Nandavaisala's strength and kindness knew no bounds. But Nandavaisala's true test of courage came one fateful day when a fierce tiger ventured into the village, threatening the safety of its inhabitants. With a mighty roar, the tiger prowled through the streets, its eyes gleaming with hunger and malice. Undeterred by the danger, Nandavaisala stepped forward to confront the tiger, his gaze steady and unwavering. With a thunderous charge, he drove the tiger back into the forest, protecting the village from harm. Grateful for Nandavaisala's bravery, the villagers gathered around him, offering their thanks and praise. From that day forth, Nandavaisala was hailed as a hero, his legend spreading far and wide across the land. And though he may never know the true extent of his bravery, Nandavaisala knew in his heart that he had fulfilled his duty as a noble bull, protecting those he loved with courage and compassion. And so the story of Nandavaisala, the noble bull, echoed through the ages, a timeless reminder of the power of kindness, courage, and the unbreakable bond between all living beings.